Hello guys, this is Sandeep Nepal from Java Test, and today I'd like to welcome you all to our next tutorial called data types. So talking about data type represent the value to be stored in a variable. So in Java, data type is classified into two parts. The first one is primitive and second one is non-primitive. So today we're going to talk about primitive data types, not the non-primitive data types. Actually, non-primitive data types will be discussed on an individual basis. Like string will be on an individual tutorial, array will be on a individual tutorial, and all that type of non-primitive. So talking about primitive is classified into two types. The first one is boolean, and the next one is numeric. So again, the numeric is classified into two types called character and integral, and the integral again is divided into two types called integer and floating point. So boolean. So overall data type in Java is classified, or there are 8 types of data types. So talking about the first data type is boolean, second one is character, third one is byte, fourth is short, fifth is integer, long, float, and double. So talking about the size of these data types, first the boolean. Boolean is 1 bit. Boolean holds the data of 1 bit, whether it actually holds the value true or false. Somewhere we can get that boolean is not applicable in size, but although I'll tell you that boolean will still hold the 1 bit for holding true or false, that is 1 or 0, as we know that boolean behaves as a flag. Boolean data types behave as a flag, which we have studied in computer architecture or computer organization. So next one is character. So character is 2 byte in data type. The question may arise that why character is 2 byte in Java, and our answer is because Java uses Unicode system instead of ASCII system. So next one is byte. The byte always holds 1 byte data. Short holds 2 byte data, integer holds 4 byte data, long holds 8 byte data, floating point holds 4 byte data, and double holds 8 byte data. So these were the sizes of the data types, and now we will talk about the default value of these data types. Previously we have discussed in a tutorial called we discussed that a data type if we do not initialize our data member, we will be getting a default value that is supplied by our compiler or our default constructor. So today we're going to talk about those default values, and I already explained you that those default value will be according to the data types of the data member. So talking about the boolean first, the boolean always gets false value. Character gets /u and 440 value. Actually this is the lowest value of Unicode, which denotes a blank space, and our byte gets 0 value, short 0, integer 0, long 0l, float 0.0f, double 0.0d. These are the default value, guys. In this diagram, as you can see, that these are the default value provided by our compiler. So let's have a look to our program. So this is a class called default value demo, and we have a data member here, and we are printing the default value of that data member as we haven't initialized our data member. So talking about the byte first, let's run this program. Okay, I already told you that byte will get 0 value as a default. So as we can see here, our program is printing 0, and hence it is proved that byte gets 0 if we do not initialize it, or if we do not provide any value. The default value of byte is 0. So talking about boolean, so we have declared a boolean a, and now let's print the value of a. Will definitely get false value. See, we got false. Now talking about double. we'll get 0.0d as a default value supplied with the compiler. See 0.0, actually 0.0, not 0.0d, we will get 0.0. Okay, now moving on to our next tutorial on typecasting. Actually, typecasting or type conversion or type promotion, all these three words denote a single thing, single meaning or single concept. There are two type of typecasting, type promotion or type conversion. So the first one is widening and second one is narrowing. So talking about widening, when we try to assign lower data type to greater one, it is called widening. Actually, when we try to assign byte to short, short to int, or int to long, or long to float, or float to double, this is actually we are trying to assign lower data type to greater one, which is done automatically or done implicitly by the JVM in Java. So we don't need to typecast or type promote it. I'll show you in the example now. Type promotion. Okay, as we can see that we have a byte A with value 20 and byte B, sorry, integer B, and we are assigning that byte A to our integer B. So according to me, this is known as, according to Java, this is known as widening, where we are trying to assign a byte to an integer. So according to the concept, we should not get any error. Now let's compile the program. Okay, and we did not get any error. Now when we run the program, it's fine and it will print 20. See, we got the answer 20. So guys, what I mean to say is, when we assign a small or lower data type to a greater data type, it is actually called widening. We are trying to widen this short data type. So according to Java, this is automatically done by the JVM, so we do not need to typecast or type promote it. But in case of talking about narrowing, when greater data type value is assigned to the lower data type, then we need to typecast it explicitly, otherwise we will get a compile time error. What I mean to say is, when we want to assign double to a small value like float, it is not possible because the range of float is lower than that of double, so it is not possible. In that case, we need to convert, or we need to typecast the double into float. We'll talk about the narrowing through an example. What I mean to say is, I need to assign this double to a float, and actually according to the question or concept in Java, okay, we got an compile time error, incompatible types. That means the double cannot be converted to float, while since the range of the float is lower than that of the double, it is not possible to convert double to a float unless we typecast it or type promote it. So what I told you, that to convert the double into float, we need to convert that double into float first. This is what I mean to say. We are converting the A into float before assigning it to float. What I mean to say is that we are assigning Okay, let's see the question first, and then I'll explain you. See, this is typecasting. I have typecasted it into float. See, what I mean to say is that before assigning the value to float, we have typecasted it to float, means the compiler first converts this a, which is double, converts it into float, and then assign it to the variable b, which is again float. So no any problem will occur after typecasting. Again, I'll give you one more example. Like if we are trying to assign integer into byte, which is smaller than the integer, again we will get a compile time error. See, we are getting a compile time error, and if we now typecast it into integer, we won't get any error. Sorry, we have to typecast into byte, and now we won't get any error. See, we'll get 20. So what I mean to say is that, guys, typecast while we are trying to do widening, we don't need to typecast because it is automatically done by the JVM. But in case of narrowing, we need to typecast or type promote the data type, otherwise we will get a compile time error. Now talking about one more thing which is very important in data types. If we are trying to add two same data types, we must know the result first, otherwise we might get sometimes we might get a compile time error. So byte plus integer, when we add byte plus integer, we will get an integer value. When we add byte plus long, we will get a long value. When we add short plus short, we will get an integer value. When we add short plus int, we will get int. Short plus long, int plus int, int plus long, long plus long, float plus byte, float plus short, float plus integer, float plus long, float. And when we again add float plus float, we will definitely get float. Now again, when we add double plus byte, we will get double. When we add double plus short, we will get double. When we add double plus integer, we will get double. When we add double plus long, we will get double. When we add double plus float, we will get double. And when we add double plus double, we will get double. So let's have a look with the program. Add to demo. So here what I am doing is I am adding a byte and a byte A with a byte B, and I am trying to assign that sum into a variable sum of byte type byte. And now let's have a look to the result. We'll get an error, compile time error. We'll get a compile time error, incompatible type, because byte plus byte will be an integer. I told you when we add byte and byte, okay, I missed that part. Sorry, I missed that part. Byte plus byte equals to, I think it's while creating this image I might have got that thing, but I told you that byte plus byte is always an integer. So we need to hold this a plus b in a variable sum which is of type integer. So now we won't get any error. See, the program has compiled successfully, and now we're gonna run the program, and we'll definitely get 20 plus 20 equals to 40. See, what I mean to say is that when we add byte with another byte, we'll get the result in as an integer. So if we want to hold that value, we have to hold it in a integer type data, otherwise we have to typecast it. See, if we want to keep the result in a byte, we need to typecast it to byte type data. So this is typecasting, and now we won't get any error either. See, the program has been compiled, and now when I run this program, I'll get answer 40, which is byte A 20, byte B 20. When we add this A plus B and store it in a byte, by typecasting, still we can get an answer 20 plus 20 equals to 40. So guys, today we covered our data types, their default values, their size, along with typecasting, where there are two types of typecasting: widening and narrowing, as well as adding two data types. We got some results regarding the addition of two data types. So there are several results which I think you have to go one by one by implementing it through a program. I cannot show you all the data types with program, because it will take a long time. So guys, please, you just have to go through all the data types and implement it through a program. If you implement it with a regular program, then only your concept will be clear. Till now, stay tuned, and if you have any confusion or any problem regarding this tutorial, please let us know in our comment section. If you like the video, like and share with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to our channels yet, please subscribe to our channel Java Desk. And if you want to stay tuned to our next series of subsequent tutorials, or if you never want to miss any tutorials from our channel, please hit the bell icon. For today, this much only. Thank you guys.